So magnetic system was the first type. Now the second type is acoustomagnetic system. This also is very similar to the first one, but on a little improved level. Now these tags are much thicker than the first normal magnetic tags. So they can be easily used on books. Something like Sapna Book House, if you happen to go, so you will have tags on very valuable books. If the books are too expensive, then in such case they will be using such acoustomagnetic system. So these are usually used on the expensive products to make sure that the tag stays intact in the product. So okay, but these tags are very less in cost. Okay, they do the work better and they are very less in cost, but these tags are used on valuable products. That is all. So that is acoustomagnetic system. We'll just see through this example, or we'll just understand here. So if you see, you have a antenna. Okay, so this is the electronic antenna. Now once you get the tag near the antenna, so it will analyze, okay, there is a tag here. Okay, the product with the tag is here, so it will immediately, this is one of it is a transmitter, the other one is a receiver. So what it will do is it will start, if this is not built, okay, if this product is not built, then it will start ringing the alarm saying that, okay, there someone is taking the product from the store. So this is how these tags, magnetic tags, acoustomagnetic tags, all of them work in the similar way. But magnetic tags are little less in quality when compared to acoustomagnetic tags. Then radio frequency. Now radio frequency, there are certain technical terms which are used here. So these tags will have certain circuits. Circuits means you can see these box kind of a thing. These are barcodes in the picture, and you have the silver circuit picture. Okay, this is a circuit inside the in the tag. Now this circuit will have a resonance peak anywhere between 1.75 megahertz to 9.5 megahertz. So these are certain electrical details which is required to maintain inside the tag for the security purpose. So if these tags will have this 1.75 megahertz to 9.5 megahertz amount of current which will be there, or the information. So these popular tags has to be deactivated. Okay, once they scan this barcode, and once that light goes through this full circuit, all these silver lines, then it will deactivate. Okay, this will be deactivated, and then you can take the product. Few times what they do is, apart from deactivation, they will also punch a hole in these circuits. Okay, they will also punch a hole in the circuit, somewhere in some part of the circuit. Once they do a hole, which will turn off the circuit there, or which will destroy the circuit, and they will be able to take the product home. But that destroying of circuit has to be done by the shop people while they're doing the billing only. Okay, others, if they do, again it will start showing the alarm, because shopkeepers or the people who are billing will scan and then punch a hole. So there will be two procedures done. Then this is done by submitting the tag to the strong electromagnetic field at the resonant frequency, which will induce voltages. So what they do is, they will show this to some light. Now all that LED lights or CCD scanners that we saw, and the laser scanners, similarly they will have some electromagnetic field which will be present, or the system which is already present. So they will show this tag to that, so that that bond breaks in the circuit, and they will be able to punch the hole and take the product. So that will be your radio frequency. These are different types of security systems which are used at low level as well as high level in the retail store. Then before going to microwave, did you all understand the radio frequency? First two was regarding magnetic field, and the next was radio frequency. Any doubts in that? Everybody understood. Okay. Yeah, let's continue. So next is microwave. Now in microwave, these are little permanent tags. Okay, they are made of non-linear element called diode. Okay, here also you will have like circuit. Okay, in radio frequency, like you see the circuit diagram here, like that also in microwave you will have certain diodes or one diode being present. Now this diode in electronics, a diode is a terminal electronic component which conduct electric current asymmetrically or unidirectionally. So it will help the electricity to run in a direction, that is called a diode. So why is that used in microwave? Let us see here. The modulated signal triggers the alarm. So whenever you take a person takes the product out of the store without billing, it will, these microwaves will trigger the alarm, which means it will make sure that the alarm starts ringing. Okay, these tags are permanent and somewhat costly. They are mostly used in clothing stores, so you can see them in the dresses or kurtas or jeans pants that you buy. So these are costly to buy, they are costly, but they're usually used in clothing stores. If you see certain stores where they sell wedding collections, maybe a gown or silk saris, all that, they'll also have these clipping, or they'll have these tags being attached nowadays. So that is part of microwave. I don't think microwave is much used in India though. You will only find them in high stores. Then CCTV surveillance systems, this all of us very well know. So these cameras have got a lot of relief to the people around to do a business very confidently. They need not have track on who is coming, who is going, because everything will be recorded inside the store. Whatever is happening, everything will be recorded inside the store. So if any problem arises, they can immediately go back and check the CCTV cameras, so that they will know who is the person or how it has happened. So these CCTV cameras, not only in retail stores, but also near the houses, everywhere, it has been encouraged and it has been attached nowadays. There are many variety of CC cameras with many features. Some, it also depends on the amount of memory that a person requires. Okay, you again have to use a normal memory card to be put inside these CCTV cameras to record all the record all of it that has been happening. So again, these CCTV cameras will be connected to a monitor or a computer system, or you can also connect it or you can also see it through your phones nowadays. So you can always have a note on what is happening in the store. So this is the last type of CCTV surveillance system. Okay, any doubts until here? Any part you want me to explain it again? Okay, the next one is benefits of electronic surveillance. Now here, why are we using so much of surveillance systems? We could have just done our shopping, or we could have just run our business directly. So why are we doing all this? There are certain advantages of having the security system. It will always help us from theft. So it will also protect the business from wrong people who always want to not come and buy, but they want to flick the products from the store. So it will always protect us against from the wrong people. Then customer service will allow the employees, okay, the employees need not worry about wrong people, right people, or thefting consumers. They can just concentrate on giving customer services. If not, these employees have to do a lot of multitasking. Okay, a lot of tasks at once will be happening, because they have to keep an eye on who is taking the product, who is checking the product. All that has to be kept a note on. And also we cannot always talk in a high tone to the customer. They have to be soft tone, and they'll have to make sure the customer is satisfied. Then this will also enable us, okay, this will also enable us to know who are the people uh, who have a bad intention to get down the shop. And it will reduce the stock loss not only from the customer side but also from employees. If at all employees is taking away the products to home, okay, in such cases also stock loss can be reduced, because if they know CCTV cameras, or if they know that such security systems have been put in place, nobody will dare to touch the products in the stock. And it will always give a good environment for the employees to work. Customers are also very confident, saying, okay, this store sells good products, let's just go and buy. They have good security system, so there is no problem for me to get inside. I am also safe when I go and buy the products from there. And it will also improve the net return. Now, how net return? If there are no losses in stock, which means you have enough stock to sell. So when you sell the stock, you will get profit. So that is known as net returns to the retail owners. And it gives stores peace of mind, and stock is protected all the time. So few points are repeated over and again. So it is always good to have such security systems, and everybody will use such security systems to maintain the store in a best possible way. So these are benefits of electronic article surveillance. You can expect this for 6 marks question. You can keep CCTV in mind and you can write the points. Then also you will get marks. Don't worry about it. Okay. Any doubt in the electronic surveillance? I hope everybody understood that part. So let's go to the next topic, that is electronic shelf label. Now, electronic shelf label, let's understand through a picture. If you see a picture here, you can see they have just kept a salsa. It's a sauce, okay, like how you get a tomato sauce and ketchup and all that. This is also a type of sauce, okay, salsa dip text it's given. Now, this information, if you see another label here, okay, this is another label here, this is called as electronic shelf label. So this will display the price of the product, okay, this will display the price of the product on the product shelf only. So you can find such shelf labels, not electronic, but you can find such shelf labels in all of the stores when you go to buy grocery, especially if it's a supermarket, or if it's DMart, more, you can find lot of shelf label. Just that they're not electronic, they will be printed and they will be put up there. But here what we are talking is, it is electronic. So which means automatically in the system, if you change the price, the price will also change here. So these are electronic shelf labels. It offers retailers to wirelessly update content on shelf signage quickly and efficiently without the need of printing price on paper and change them manually by spending labor time. So in India, usually we observe these printing on paper and putting it up using tags, or they will put it up in a cover and then hang it around. So those are normal shelf labels or signages. But in electronic, if you do the changes in the system, it will change here in the electronic shelf label also. It is a wireless tool which will help us. These wireless tools will help us maintain the product and the price easily. Then electronic shelf labels display the name of the product, quantity, price, and other required details. So if you see, it is giving us the brand name and the product name. Now it is like, let's say for example, instead of this, let's say Kisan Jam. Okay, Kisan Jam will be written. Below that, they will write if it's a mango jam or it is only a grapes or it is mixed fruit jam, that will be written. Now, below that, they will give you the quantity. Quantity 100 grams, 250 grams, 350 grams, like that, they'll give the quantity. And these are certain code details regarding the product. And this is the price of the product. Okay, this is the price of the product which is given here for that 350 grams. Okay, 350 grams, how much does it charge? So these are the information given on electronic shelf labels. Compulsory 2 marks question. So electronic shelf label is a system which is used for displaying price of the product which is placed on the shelf, and these are wireless tools which will help us to change the price of the product easily rather than typing, printing, and then putting it up on the store. So this is the concept of electronic shelf label. Okay, any doubt with this? Let's understand the benefits. Why these electronic shelf labels are used. Okay, first thing, it works wireless. Okay, you need not have lot of wires to be put out. If you want to, if think if it was a wire one, so you will have lot of wires inside a store all the time. So this is very beneficial because these labels are wireless, so it is easy for you to update things, or it is easy for you to change the product and put those things on the label. And it has long battery life. These wireless devices works on battery, so it works on battery life where you can change the battery once the charge is over. Something like your watches, wrist watches, so you use the watch as long as the battery life is there. Later you change the batteries and again go on, continue using it. And it has very low maintenance time and cost. So no need to sit down or type, check how much product is there and do, or take the printout, make sure the employees put the right tags on the products. All that is double work, but this electronic shelf labeling will reduce all that work for us. Then quick and easy integration with existing retail systems, so no need to update lot of things here. Once you update, they will know how it has to be done. So that is, those are few benefits of electronic shelf labeling. It's wireless, it's automatic, easy to work with, low maintenance, need not update 100 times. Sometimes it will get updated by itself also, so you can keep reusing these electronic shelf labeling. Okay, so those are benefits. Did you all understand electronic shelf label? This can be asked for 2 marks. Name any 2 benefits of electronic shelf label. Sometimes write a note on electronic shelf label can be asked for 6 marks. So in such case, you will have to write both. That is, what is electronic shelf label and benefits of electronic shelf label. Okay, now let's go to the major part. This is applications of IT in retailing. What are the new improvements? This can be asked for 14 marks, and this has been asked in the exam also. So first thing is barcoding and scanner. We are just putting all the points that we have learned until now into one place. Okay, so that is barcoding and scanner. So near the billing place, that is called point of sale. Okay, near the billing place, that is where people give the money, or customers give the money and take the product. So we are selling at that particular place. So point of sale systems and scanner and barcoding, everything has to be set up. So that is how you are applying lot of technology into the retail store. Before they were writing out all the amount on a sheet of paper, and they will give that sheet of paper. You do not understand, firstly you will not understand how or which product is being written there, or which how much amount is being put for each product. But now you get computerized bills, so it is easy for you to analyze and check how much you have spent. So that is barcoding and scanner. Next, tunnel scanning. This is the ultimate type of shopping. Once you finish all your shopping, you just have to you just have to send your shopping cart through a electronic gate. Okay, there will be a separate place where you can put your shopping cart. You need not take out the products and keep it there for billing. Okay, just push the shopping cart into a electronic gate, where they will have laser light. Okay, these laser light will hit the product, which means they all the laser light will scan the products and they will give the bill. Okay, this is the new advancement in retailing. This is also a lot of time saving, because it's even more time saving than the barcoding and scanners, because all the customers they have to do is they'll just push the uh, shopping cart into the electric gate and go to the other side and pay for the goods. Next, payment. uh, Now many of them prefer payment through cards, and you have many variety of cards also. You can go with credit card or debit card, or you can pay through UPI. Many variety of payments, or any wallet, anything can be used. So internet payments are much preferred nowadays. Then ERP system. Now this enterprise resource policy, this ERP systems, what will happen is many of them have developed their own softwares. Okay, so let's take for example, if DMart is maintaining the stock. Now DMart is at so many places, so it is gonna maintain stock in the store. Apart from that, it is also gonna maintain stock in the warehouse or the godown. So they will have their own softwares which will track them, how much stock is there in the store and how much is there in the godown or warehouse. So which means they can always keep filling the stock, and they need not say any customer that we don't have this product. Okay, out of stock is not, they do not want to say out of stock. So they always keep the track on products. So that can be done through various ERP systems. ERP systems are softwares where it will help them in lot of things, not only with knowing the stock, but it will also help with integrated supply chain. They will know from where to order, how to order, everything will be given to them. So that is ERP. Next you have CRM system. Now CRM system is that something like a loyalty program. Now let's go through the CRM systems. Okay, this the rise in loyalty program, mail order, and internet has provided retailers to access the customer data, which means once you enter the store, for the billing they will ask your phone number, right? So these phone numbers and other details, okay, that will give the customers details. So in case of any new offers, they will be able to update you using these phone numbers and other data. Apart from that, they can easily get your data on feedback form. They will just give you certain forms to fill, and you're supposed to fill those forms and give them your data. So at those times also they'll get lot of data of the customers. So why they use all these data is they'll have to do some internal analysis, how many people have come and bought from the store, how many customers are coming, which point of time customers are more, are they more in the weekends or on weekdays or in the evenings or during festival times. Like this they can do lot of analysis, and they can work on improvement of the store. So they can make sure that there is enough stock on the days where there are more customers. So that is why CRM systems are used. Next, Wi-Fi. They will have lot of Wi-Fi enabled devices, something like you can find them, few of them using tabs. You can find in restaurants also. Okay, now in restaurants when you order, they usually take your order using tabs. Okay, a mobile phone kind of a thing, but very big in nature. The screen will be quite big. So they will be able to buy the product they will be able to buy the product using or putting out on these uh, tabs, so which will have internet connection. And apart from that, Wi-Fi will also give a lot of other information, because they will have a software installed, so they'll have a lot of information. Then cell phones, you would have seen in many places where they use cell phones for the business. They will have download some particular app, and this particular app will help them in taking orders, in maintaining the stock. But that will be for particular business. Okay, they cannot use it for every business. They'll be using for particular business. Or you if you order anything online, you will get a coupon code, right? So those coupon codes also will be generated using the cell phone numbers or your any other information. So that is again a new invention in technology. Then smart shopping carts. Now smart shopping carts means you will have a screen in the store. Instead of going inside and searching for the product that you want, you can check all these product well before only in the shopping cart screen. Okay, these are smart shopping carts where you will be able to uh, do the shopping very easily, do the shopping very easily, and you will know where the products are exactly kept. Okay, so those are smart shopping carts. And then you have plasma screen TV. You can find them in McDonald's or any cafe shop, Cafe Coffee Day or Starbucks. Any of such fast food centers usually have these TV screens. So you can see even in Domino's also, you can see all the information about the menu will be given on the TV screen. Then these TV screens will be put up on a little high level so everybody can see. And today's offers, let's say in McDonald's there is an offer of if you buy a veg meal, or if you buy a meal, you will be getting one McPuff free. Okay, if that is the offer, that offer will be highlighted on the TV screen. Or if you buy a coffee, okay, if you buy a coffee, one puff is free or one samosa is free, like that every day's offers will be put up on the plasma screen. So that is you very well used in supermarkets and fast food centers. So these are few of the new technologies. The last one is bidirectional infrared sensor. So in bidirectional, what happens is technology is placed at entrance and exit of the store. This will help them know how many people have come in, how many people have gone out, how many of them are shopping at present. Okay, so these are sensors which will be installed in the entry and exit of the door. So it will count how many people are coming inside the store, and how many people are shopping inside the store, and how many people have finished their shopping and they have gone out. So this is how, using these infrared sensors only, you will be able to know how many people are watching cricket matches. If you see a stadium, such sensors will always be there in the stadium. So if there is a cricket match happening, so they will say, okay, this in today's match they had so many thousands of people, so or 1 lakh people, 2 lakh people, like that they will give you the numbers. Those numbers are given using these infrared sensors. Okay, so these are the applications in technology of retailing. A few are well known, only one or two which might be new for you, but these are very important because 14 marks compulsory question will be asked from these. It's also nice to understand. Any doubts in these points? Did everybody understand all these points? Anybody has doubts? Okay. So let's go to the next part. We just have 2 slides. We'll quickly finish this. So that is customer data management. Now in customer data management, this is something like a software which has been designed. Okay, you can also find a get a question of 2 marks, expand CDM. Okay, that can also be asked. So in this customer data management, organization will collect the customer data and they will analyze it. Why they collect the customer data? They collect it to know, are the customers satisfied or not. Okay, let's say for example, you go to buy a car. Now when you go to buy a car, one person will be there who will come and show you the car. He will ask for which variety you want, what are your expectation, what is your budget, and he will give you a car for test riding. So all this he does. Why does he give all those services? To for you to get satisfied, convinced, and then buy the car. So this customer data management will maintain all those things. Okay, apart from that, it will also make sure that customer requirements are being kept in mind. So they always want customer retention, or they want the people to come back to their store. So that few tools and ways which they will be using is customer data management. Let us see the processes of CDM to understand better. First is categorization. So they will divide the customer into certain categories. Okay, they will by talking to the customer, they will know, okay, so this customer is expecting too much from the store. Okay, this customer is a he does not expect anything, he just accepts how the product is. So they are going to categorize the customer, and they will again have more classification in them. Okay, then correction. Collected data is verified for accuracy and consistency. Wherever necessary, they will update the record, and they will remove the duplication of record. Suppose if the same record is been kept on entered twice. If one customer data is entered 2 to 3 times, they will remove the extra data and keep whatever is necessary. Now this customer data, if it is completely collected, then it will always help us in reaching out customers in any time. So if you happen to see, if you have visited any website, okay, in any educational website also for that matter, if you take, once you log into the website, they will keep sending you a mail about the updates of what is happening in that website, or if you have any offers. Same thing happens with Amazon and Flipkart also. Even your Lenskart and Reliance Jewelers, uh, Lalita Jewelers, many of such stores always want to have a connectivity with the customer. So they always maintain their phone numbers, email IDs. Well, they also send wishes on the anniversaries and birthdays. So all that will be taken care by CDM. Then organization. Customer data is organized and shared throughout the organization. So they will have one central server where they will store all the data of customer. So every time there is a special day for a customer, this CDM or this software will make sure that the messages reaches them properly. Now suppose it's something like how we use EduMerge. Now we use EduMerge and send you messages who are present, who are absent, if there is class, if there is no class, or if there are any other important notification to reach, we will use. Like EduMerge, customer data management also maintains all the data of customers, and it will help to run the organization better. Okay, so that is CDM. Any doubts in CDM? Quickly, any doubts in CDM? Okay, let's go to the last concept of this chapter, that is Enterprise Resource Planning System, ERPS. Again, 2 marks question. Expand ERPS, and what is Enterprise Resource Planning System? Okay, that can be asked. So Enterprise Resource Planning System, for the ERP system, it refers to a software. Okay, this is also one of the software, like your previous slide what we learned about customer data management. This is also one of the software where it will let's see what all it will give. Okay, it refers to software packages that integrate all the data and related processes of an organization to a unified information system. Now you can get lot of data into a organization. Suppose if you're running a retail store, let's take for example DMart only. Now DMart has to maintain data of customers, data of suppliers, data of their own company or go down, okay, where the go down is, from where it is coming. So lot of data has to be maintained. So this ERPS will help them in getting all the data in one place, so it is easy for me to run the business. So these ERP packages are used by large retail chains. Okay, small stores will not require this. When you have too many branches like Reliance, Trends, or you have banks, lot of bank, they'll have branches, or if hospitals have lot of branches, then in such case they will use such ERP packages. So these will have a software with single database, like how I told, like Edumerge as one place where you get data of the college. Like that, they will have one server which will give them all the data, and that data can be accessed with the user ID and password. Okay, everybody who uses it will have a user ID and password, and all the data will come from single database. And this will comprise of a function specific components that are designed to interact with other models. Now this ERP will not only help in maintaining customer database, but it will also help in maintaining the business details, or other accounting details of the businesses. So once they have this ERP software in place, so they will be able to understand how to maintain the uh, account payables, or whom to give the money, whom not to give the money. All that will be they will be able to get it done. Or what is the stock in particular warehouse, and who are the employees present in the organization, which employee is doing which work. All these roles definition also can be known. So all the information about the enterprise or the company will be kept in one place, that is known as ERPS, that is enterprise resource planning system. Any information you want, you can connect to this single database and get the information. But to get the information, they will have to go through the procedure of putting the user ID and the password, because they'll have certain confidential informations also. Okay, so that is the last concept of this chapter. Hope everybody understood this chapter. Any doubts in this chapter? These last 2-3 concepts, you will only get them for 2 marks. Apart from that, there are a good amount of questions where you can expect for 6 marks as well as 14 marks.